Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms. I've spent today tilling gardens for people. I did 3 so far, and I've done, I think, probably 10 or 12 in the last 2 weeks. And each new garden that I go till gets me that much closer to deciding I need to plant my own. And, you know, the weather's beautiful out here. I just, love nature and being outside. So I just made the decision a few minutes ago on the way back that I'm going to go ahead and plant a garden right here next to the pool and where the swing set is. And I don't know what I'm going to grow yet, but I'm going to go ahead and get the ground tilled today and ready. We're probably still a few weeks from being ready to plant. I didn't record footage of any of the gardens I tilled today because sometimes I still feel a little bit weird doing that on other people's property. So I'll film tilling my own garden, see how long it actually takes. I'll even include unloading, tilling, and then putting the tractor up. I know it doesn't take very long at all. One garden I tilled was literally 2 passes for $50. So your only time invested is getting the tractor there. It couldn't have been more than 3 minutes to actually till the ground. Let me jump on that and get started, and we'll see how long this takes. I was going to just play the entire video in real time, but part of the unstrapping and stuff might get a little bit boring. So I'm going to set a stopwatch right here. Keep track of exactly how long it takes to unload and get this tilled. Alright, well, I've still got the timer running just while I move the camera real quick. Took 3 minutes to undo the straps, set up the ramps, drive it off. So I tilled this area once last year, but a PTO tiller like this, it doesn't really care if the ground's previously tilled or not. It just goes. So it may not have made sense a minute ago when I was talking about talking myself into having a garden, because I've always wanted to keep a garden. I'd like to keep a garden every year, but I run our primary business, which is manufacturing, and then I do lawn care, and I'm doing tractor work, and I just have a lot going on. Not that most people don't. But it's a time commitment to keep a garden, and I was telling myself I need to wait until I get a couple other things taken care of, but I'm just gonna do it. I've been thinking about doing just watermelons out here because it's kind of similar to the pumpkins that we're going to be growing for the pumpkin patch we're doing to complement the tree farm. I talked to my wife after I recorded this, and she's more interested in doing traditional gardening, tomatoes, green beans, onions, stuff like that. Potatoes. She really wants to grow potatoes, so we may do some potatoes. I may do tomatoes in containers, something like that. But anyway, we're gonna grow that kind of stuff, and I may try putting down some weed barrier fabric, or maybe mulching the whole thing, or at least mulching the rows. So still got a few things to consider about how I want to do it. You'll notice right here I've stopped for a minute, and that's because I realized my kickstand was down. So luckily it didn't hurt anything that I left that down. I've done all the tilling jobs that I've been contacted about, so I'll be switching out the tiller, and tomorrow I'm going to start on some brush hogging. I've got 2 brush hogging customers, and one of them is really more like land clearing, because about half of what's there can't be taken out with the brush hog. But I'm going to do that job at an hourly rate and just see how long it takes. I'm thinking I'll spend the majority of the day on that tomorrow. Then I'll be putting the stump grinder back on, and I've got stump grinding all of next week. I've also got a couple of trees to take out for a friend, and then I'll be grinding those stumps out too. So I've really got a pretty full week planned, and maybe by that time I'll have planned out exactly what I want to do with this garden. Another project that I'm hoping to get done tomorrow night is painting the carryall. If you've been following the channel, you know that I'm restoring and then giving away a 3-point carryall. I built myself a carryall and was really happy with the way it came out. It's been really useful, and I decided to build another similar carryall and give it away to a viewer. And the one that I salvaged ended up having several problems that made it difficult to get that carryall to be quick hitch compatible. So it's taken longer than expected, but I've got the carryall in the back of the truck right now. It is quick hitch compatible. The next step is to sand it down and get it painted. And when I do that, I'll show the progress on it, show what we had to do to make it quick hitch compatible, and kind of what my plans are for how we're going to choose a winner in the giveaway. It'll definitely be someone who comments on the video about the giveaway. I just haven't decided exactly how I'm going to choose the winner yet. The ground I'm tilling right now was a raised bed garden when we bought the property, but it had been there a little while, and I think it was time to redo it, and I decided not to keep it as raised bed. So I ripped all that out, and it left a very uneven surface here that I couldn't really mow. So I originally just tilled it to flatten it. Then I decided, well, I've got this tilled ground, I'll do my pumpkin patch here. But it was too late in the year to do a pumpkin patch at that time, so it was going to wait till next year. Then we kind of decided we'd rather have the visitors to the pumpkin patch not come all the way up right next to the swimming pool. So that's how this ended up being the spot selected for the garden, because it had already been tilled, so it's a natural place to put it, but we didn't want to use it for the pumpkin patch. So today's Friday, then Saturday, I've already mentioned I'm doing that land clearing. I'm going to try to get the carryall painted. Then Sunday, I've got to get that new grapple set up, and that's one I've really been excited to do, but I don't want to keep people waiting who have requested to have work done, so I need to make that a priority as well. But I've got a bunch of cleanup projects I need to do here on my own property that need that grapple. So hopefully Sunday, my wife and my son have went to Branson for the weekend to do some shopping and
things like that. So I don't have as many distractions. I shouldn't have any reason I can't get that grapple set up and get some cleanup done.
Alright, so I've got my dirt turned. I only went over it once, you know, depending on the situation and the customer and what they ask for and the ground. Sometimes I go over it both directions. Sometimes I just go over it once and then go over the ends to square it up and make it look a little straighter, where you know it leaves the little rut whenever you start or stop a row. But let's see how long that took. We're at 12 minutes. Inside that 12 minutes, I unloaded, I stopped and moved the camera, talked to the camera, I answered a phone call from my daughter, tilled the garden, got the camera set back up. So, even reloading this, if you add in the time it takes to load it, which I'm not going to do right now because I don't need it loaded, you're talking between 12 and 15 minutes to do a standard garden. I know you always have to factor in your travel time. That's why a lot of people have like a 2-hour minimum or whatever it might be. But I can't charge someone more than $50 for 15 minutes of work. I just can't. So, I think I'm going to stay at $50 on that. Some things I've been going up on. Tomorrow I've got a big brush clearing job. And it's a mix of small stuff I can brush hog and thorns and, you know, little saplings, up to some trees that are too big. I'm going to take the stump bucket and try to rip out. And so that, instead of giving a bid, I told them $50 an hour. And I might spend 6 or 8 hours doing that tomorrow and have a pretty good day's income. But I'm enjoying doing some work with my tractor, meeting some people, getting some more experience with different kinds of jobs. And overall, it's been a good thing, so I'm going to just keep it up. If you have any suggestions what I should plant in my garden, something that produces a lot for the amount of effort you put into it, let me know in the comments. I always appreciate hearing from people, and I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. In just a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.